another episode of For the Record. You guys are watching the Daily Gems Network. I'm your host, Kami Gomez, and today we have another spooky episode. I have a very special guest in the building. South Africa is in the building. His name is Maglera Doughboy. Give it up.
Yeah, this is Junior Mafia. On the menu I see tilapia. Fish scale, no fish tail, just memoirs and arias. Know the game, I read the dossier.
How are you? Great, thank you. I was trying to pronounce it. I'm like, I need my R's to be like
Nah, it's
right.
perfect. You said it the right way.
Okay. Is that your real name? Like, where does the name Maglera Doughboy come from?
So my real name is Tukelo.
Okay.
It's like Tukero, but with the L-O.
Tukelo.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. And it means right. But Maglera is where I was raised. It is the city that is next to the township I come from. So a township is like a borough.
Okay.
So Maglera is like our city. You feel me? It's like saying New York Doughboy or like Harlem Doughboy.
Okay, I like that. If you could be from New York, what part of New York would you be from?
Definitely Harlem.
Yes! Y'all can give it up for that. Y'all hate it in the back.
Yeah, they hate it.
I love that. And honestly, like your swag and just like your demeanor, your mannerisms, I feel like that's something that Harlem is really known for. Like just effortless authenticity and flyness. I feel like you exude that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What inspired the look today?
So today I'm wearing some mules, just to be cozy. And the rest of this is how we dress at home. If you come from certain, let's say clans, you know, Xhosa people dress like this. When they come from coming of age, I think that's the most popular one, which is really like a ceremony that's done when you're like in your teens, where they do some stuff and they do some spiritual stuff, and you go somewhere secret for like a bit of time with other men, and they teach you olden practices.
Oh,
and then when you
wow.
come back, when your family celebrates you, you dress like this. I am half Xhosa, but I'm also Sotho. And to the rest of the people of South Africa, this is just like how our grandfathers, uncles, just dress. It's like a poor man's suit. And I feel like I speak for the people from those backgrounds. So I love representing that and mixing it up with the high-end stuff.
Yes. Talk a little bit about that because obviously, you know, from South Africa all the way to New York, our paths have crossed, you know, but
Yeah.
I think hoods everywhere can recognize hoods everywhere.
Yeah.
Talk about kind of just growing up in South Africa and how those experiences shaped like your sound and your vibe today.
I think intention, but also just like who I am, has made me like, I feel like one of the most South African rappers of like this generation, right? And it's intentional with saying, oh, I'm very fashion forward. So I always dress like the day-to-day South African. I did a shoot once with ASAP Rocky here, actually. Shout out to Rocky. He's the first one to bring me to New York, actually.
Yes, Harlem.
Yeah. And I remember when they were styling us, I was like, yo, can I style myself instead of these guys? Because we don't really dress like this. We don't wear baggy clothing. If you come from street culture, you're very dapper. The criminals don't really look like criminals. Except for like, you know, obviously the guys who look like TTG. But most of my life is looking, speaking, and living for South Africa. The slang that I use, my choice in settings when you watch my videos and whatnot, and not just South Africa, Southern Africa. So I grew up in the inner city culture of South Africa, which means very much like a New Yorker, very much like a Harlemite, where we were always in town, and town has so much. You know, you could get something now. You could find money now if you want to. And I was a very self-sufficient kid, right? And that's why I saw all the flavors of not just South Africa, but Africa. But that's why I could pick. This is what I learned from the guys from like your Mozambique, because they were colonized by like Portuguese people. So they taught me the smallest things like como estás, tudo bem, como é que, you know, the small things. And then everyone else. And after finding all of that out, I I was like, okay, I want to be South African
Right.
more than anything when I come out to the world. But also, I want to be able to say and greet and also immerse myself in the worlds of the other people.
I love that. I mean, I feel like your pride in being South African is contagious. And I feel the same way for myself. Like being from Harlem, I would consider myself like a Harlem nationalist.
For
Like,
sure.
you know, I go hard. My entire story and just upbringing is centered around that. I want to know for you, it seems like, you know, you kind of grew up in this like rough, like inner city, kind of like teenage years. What landed you to music?
So it's crazy. I come from a township, right? A township is not town, which means that's where like the poorest of people live. And townships have like, you know, they have like sections where it's like the craziest, and there's like a bit of suburbia, which is the side I grew up in. I was privileged enough to go to like school in town to learn English, you know. But I can literally remember when I was 10 years old running to the store to go play Street Fighter by the corner store, and it was just after TBZ. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, I said it to myself in the language that my parents speak. I said, yo, you can think, right? And then I said it to myself in English, and I was like, oh, and you can think in English. And I was laughing while I was running to the store. It's one of my favorite memories ever. But when I see all of that, and then my big brother's like, yo, I want you to be like these kids on TV, man. You know, like, they might come from better backgrounds than us, but like, you've got that. Like, people listen to you when you speak. You're a very funny kid. I used to like draw and dance and all of that stuff because I used to block out the hood with art, basically, you know, because I saw a lot of traumatic stuff. We have a lot of violent, like, knife and machete culture. So I saw people's like tummies get open when I was very small.
Wow.
You know, stuff like that. But this is normal in South Africa.
But this is like gang life in South Africa.
Yes, and gang life is big in South Africa.
How is it kind of divided? Is it by like townships?
It's more like there's a few things, and just for the sake of also preserving it, because I come from that,
Yeah.
it's taboo to speak on it, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
say much. But let's just say they are identifying factors that it's just like America. It's like, yo, where you from? You know? And then
Yeah.
they'll decide, oh, no, you're from that neighborhood, which means you're friends with those guys. You
Yeah.
know? But it's not like colors like here.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's also the same case for New York too. Like where you from and just automatically being like associated with like a
Yes.
certain group.
Yes, and my big brother says, yo, you can do this. And then my big brother starts rapping, but his English isn't that fluent. I was first generation fluent English speaker. And that is why I'm so eloquent in my English, because I also intentionally wanted to learn more. I read Shakespeare, Ozymandias, Chinua
Wow.
Achebe, which is one of the greatest writers in Africa, when I was like 12 years old, because I didn't have toys. You feel me? It's either I was in the house reading, or I'm outside like catching fish with my boys, swimming by the river. We eating mice, rabbits, all types of shit. Where we stealing by houses. You know, a very African child. You know, very African, and that's where my thoroughness comes from.
Yeah.
But
I love that.
my brother starts rapping. He's not that well, but I take his raps. I take them to school, and he's rapping in our language, and I flip them and add English, and that's where my style comes from. And this was in 2004, and I've been rapping ever since.
Wow. Would you consider yourself like living your dream right now?
Yes, definitely.
I love that.
I didn't make space for anything else in my life. I've never had a job or a boss. I always just did this, so I was a pharmaceuticalist, like I was saying.
If you weren't making music, what would you be doing?
I don't know. I'd be in Maglera doing what I was doing before.
Uh-huh.
All that illegal shit.
But honestly, you're like so animated, I feel, and just have so many different sides to you. I could see you possibly going down like another creative route. Do you like to express yourself in
I
other creative
direct
ways?
a lot of my videos.
Okay.
I style myself a lot. So definitely fashion and
Yeah.
visual arts.
Yeah, I love that. What's like the style like where you come from in South Africa, aside from like the traditional clothing?
We were colonized by the English, right, and the Dutch. So any of their brands is what you'll see the most there. So we wear a lot of tracksuits,
Okay.
like your Nike
That's hard.
takes.
That's Harlem too.
Yeah. You feel me? Even the whistling. I was at Harlem niggas, and I remember I went, and I'm like, yo, B, that whistle is crazy, B. And in South Africa, like, let's say I'm dating someone and I don't have a phone, and I don't have minutes to call you, I would pass your house and do the whistle, and you would know, oh shit, that's my whistle with my boyfriend.
Till this day?
Yeah.
Wow. Not, having minutes, like, to call and, like, pull up in front of somebody's crib, for me, was, like, back in the day. But I miss those days, honestly.
Yeah, the calls meant more, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
when you had to pay for them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, let me get the most out of this conversation.
Or you like, yo, don't text back. That's my mama phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you make any love songs?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the full design of a man has to be like, you have to know all sides of yourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and expressing, because interesting fact, you'll never hear me swear much in my songs, right? But I never call women bitches,
Yeah.
hoes, nothing derogatory in my songs. So most of my music, when I speak on women, is experiences, or just like putting them on a pedestal. So
Right.
yeah, I make a lot of love songs.
I love that. And I'm sure that comes, like, culturally from being, like, from South Africa as well. Like, just having that kind of respect. In the U.S. over here is a little different.
Nah, niggas be wilding in South Africa
Yeah.
also. I'm just a lover boy, you know?
Okay.
I'm just a lover boy. I also had a lot of friends from like Portuguese backgrounds, and bossa nova and stuff just made me more, because you know like Spanish niggas, Latin niggas, they be the prettiest boys
Right,
ever.
right.
Yeah,
They
so-
the more, like, romantic,
yeah,
apparently.
so I went into very much that style of like R&B.
Okay, I love that. I mean, you definitely have so many different, I feel like, experiences to pull from and, like, pockets to tap into sonically. What would you say are some of your favorite places that you've been?
I haven't left Africa much, right? But in Africa, I loved Nigeria. I loved Mozambique, and it's because of like the guitars, the music. It's like an African Spain. You feel me? I loved Rwanda, but places I would love to go to, I want to go to Sudan, Egypt, any of the places that had the original holy libraries. Just because of knowledge
Yeah.
and also just connecting the dots. I would love to see DR. I would love to see Brazil, definitely Spain. But I've spent most of my life in South Africa.
Okay,
It's
wow.
like my third time in America.
Wow. First time in New York?
Nah. New York's my favorite. I
Okay,
always
yes,
come
yes.
here.
You told me A$AP Rocky brought
I
you to Harlem.
always come here.
Yes. You gotta move here, man. Gotta have
I
a
won't lie.
place at least.
I don't lie. I'm
A
just like,
brownstone in Harlem, come out looking like Dapper Dan. I feel like you're gonna blend right in.
yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about just your overall kind of like blast to success. Like, genuinely, like, how does it feel to have millions of people streaming your music and just supporting you and championing you on your career?
I think I'm always in motion so much. Those things hit me like in the moments, right? Like if I'm on stage and I'm performing and I'm like, sometimes I can feel my eyes just water up and like I just start performing louder and harder, you know? But for the most part, I've always tried keeping a level head. So I appreciate it, but I don't smell that coffee for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think art is a purposeful gift, and I'm speaking for people of color. You feel me? I went viral on Latin TikTok, actually, Latin Facebook, and there's a song of mine where I say yelling out "Viva la Raza," and I remember just seeing mad Mexicans on like my Instagram, like, "Yo, la Raza loves you." Like anyone who loves the Raza is one of us, you know. And I'm like, it's a message. It's not a message for me to enjoy being too. I can't dwell on that message too much and what it's done for me. That is a
Right.
byproduct of it. I'm
Right.
happier that I get to make the message bigger.
I love that. Do people kind of hate on you where you're from, or do you feel like it's more love and support?
I mean, I come from street culture.
Yeah.
I'm affiliated with a lot of things. Some individuals, you know, I've finessed people, I've hurt people. So I think there'll always be people who dislike me. But there are definitely haters. Like
Yeah.
dudes who just wake up and like, oh no, he's not hard. Oh no, the stuff he's saying he used to do, he didn't do it. But I'm like, I'm also a grown ass man, you know?
Right.
So I just take it by like a champ. I pay no mind to them.
Yeah.
If I did, I'd be I'd be fighting with too many people.
Right, right. What season would you consider yourself in life right now?
I think just opening a new door. I think life is plateaus, and this is just a new door. I can't really say like, oh, I've made it. No, I might be the greatest of all time. I wouldn't know yet. I just know right now is a good time to be great.
Oh, I love that. I loved your performance as well on From the Block with, the kids in the
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in South Africa. Talk to me a little bit about kind of just, the importance of like the messaging like in your videos, incorporating just like empowerment for the youth, also just in a like poetic type of like style. Like what does that mean to you?
It means everything, which is why I direct my videos, which is why I don't use certain words or address women as certain things, which is why in the entirety of my career, as popular as I am, I can go to the club, but you listen to my music, it's always got elements that speak on people of color. It's always got elements that are conscious, and I just don't play with art. It's a deep gift. My family comes from a history of a long line of very spiritual people in an African sense. My father was supposed to be a rainmaker. That means you sing to the heavens and it rains.
Wow.
And my mother has a gift also. So me getting that gift is not, me being able to sing for us is not anything that's shocking as much as to me. It's like, oh, this is a continuation of the responsibility.
Right. Would you consider yourself a spiritual person?
Yes, I do.
Considering probably, I guess, like the dark side of the entertainment business that is like Hollywood and, all like the, I guess, boo-hoo, type of theories about the music industry. How do you kind of like protect your energy and just, make sure you're staying spiritually aligned while in this fast-paced career?
I just do what we do at home. There's things we do to protect us. But also I tell everyone around me, like, there's a certain level of fame I want. And like, I don't need that fame. That
Yeah.
I just want to talk about us. I don't need to have what would make you need to do some of those things that people say people
Yeah.
do for that,
Yeah.
I think the concept of selling your soul when people speak on it is not like, oh no, you went to the bank and like, oh hey Satan, here it is, send me all the money. This is my bank account. It's increments of losing your moral compass,
Right.
and saying, oh, but like morally, am I down for this? Do I come from this? You feel me? People sell their souls every day in street culture for Instagram, for likes. You
Yeah.
feel me? And you can see them lose themselves in it. So, yeah, I always say to people, I always speak with my spinal cord, so I sat it with my back up straight. You feel me?
Yep.
There's no spinals. Like, I think you have to be spineless to make those decisions, and I'm not.
Okay, I like that. Want to shift gears a little bit to your recent Puma collaboration. Congratulations.
Shout outs.
I was actually just talking with Gems. We love Puma. That was like a dream collaboration of mine. Talk to me a little bit about how that came about. I know you said you guys kind of wear tracksuits in
Yeah.
South Africa, so obviously that's perfect. How was that?
I mean, it's just alignment. Shout outs to one of my close friends now, but he's actually the one who makes all the chicks come straight to us. His name is Hayden Manuel. He is a one of the legends in South African streetwear and just the history of our fashion, right? And he hit me up. He was just like, yo, what's your sizes? And then I just showed initiative. If I like a brand, I'll show initiative. I'll shoot out of the ordinary. I'll push to say, yo, what's next? Can I get some product? Let me help you guys with pushing. And as soon as I felt like, wow, I'm in a good space with brand, I like the cash that they're giving me and whatnot.
Yeah.
I just connected with my manager to say, yo, maybe let's make this deal bigger. My management did that, and then we just locked in, and this is like my third year with them now.
Wow, love it. What have you learned from doing that collab?
Just like intention with brands, because South Africa is a very brand-based country also. So like if you work well with brands, brands will always help you get more brands. And yeah, the fashion, because I feel like I'm the best dressed rapper in South Africa right now.
Okay, I heard it.
So I'm very intentional about my fashion and speaking to people that I know can help a brand become bigger. because of fashion, you know? So I think the biggest thing I learned is being collaborative with brand.
Yeah.
And like sometimes, as much as hip hop specifically is such a rebellious art form, right? Sometimes like let's meet brands halfway, you know, even if you feel like
Yeah.
you don't like something, you're like, oh, let me try style it myself. Let me try and mix it up with that, you know?
I like that. That's real creative swag.
Yes, yes.
Any kind of clothing line for you in the future? Anything in the works? Any merch? Anything that like people out there can support right now other than the music?
I did a collab with an Australian brand. It's called Factory.
Okay.
Maybe you guys call it Factory. I don't know. But it's pretty big that side. I had just dropped some merch with them. I think it's sold out though. I think they might like you know.
Wow, they got to restock. Okay,
Yeah.
so just stay tuned for when that restocks. Where can people find it?
I think on the website even.
Okay.
Yeah, on the website. And then we did one with a local brand. It's called Mr. Price. That's more of like your day to day for the kids from the hood and all that. But I got a few ones on the way. I don't want to say anything.
Okay.
You might see me with a shoe like this. You might see me with some stuff with the guys from Puma.
No, you should come out with a whole like line like this. This is smooth.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. We spoke about the clothes. I had a question. About your community. Do you have kind of any philanthropic endeavors going on in the community right now? Anything that you do to kind of give back, support?
So just before this moment now, this has been happening for maybe like two years at home. I used to do a lot of like reform stuff, speaking to kids who are like me. But the intention now is to like do it on a bigger scale because of brands. So there is intention for that. I just wanted to be more organized because I've done things myself. Like I've taken 2 gangs and put them in a stadium and we shot a music video and I thought, oh, this is gonna be good. But then they started robbing people together. So, you know, we need a bit more structure to this thing. Also just government-based work.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends in the government. I actually just found out one of my close friends is a mayor. Like, he was like,
wow.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, dude, I'm the mayor. I was like, that's crazy, you know. So,
gotta ask him for the keys to the city.
no. I think you already got them in the safe for me.
Okay.
But definitely intention for that, you know. And I think philanthropy, people always do it in small increments, like just dropping off stuff.
Right.
I want to build monuments, you know, so the kids can have sports, so they can have a studio at home, etc.
I love that. I was going to ask, what's your dream for your community and also your dream for the world?
I think for my community, just more infrastructure, more responsibility with the infrastructure from the people in power, so the kids can have opportunity. When I look back at myself when I was a kid, it was boredom. Boredom is one of the most dangerous things to have in the hood, because an idle mind has space for everything else. So, yeah, definitely like more programs, sports, arts, etc. And that's for home. And for the world, I don't lie, man. I wish we could like just quickly go eat the rich and just restructure. So like it was more fair for the people at the bottom.
I like that. Well, we like to do something here called your daily gem, all pun intended. I want you to just look in that third camera and introduce yourself and give people one daily gem for the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now tuned into the Township. I am your host with the most. My name is Tukelo. I come from Maglera, so they call me Maglera Doughboy. And my daily gem is, God is the greatest, who were made in his image, therefore we are also. Ita?
Love that. Y'all can give it up. Maglera, what's next? What is dropping soon? Anything that you can give us?
Maglera tapes probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
I actually performed one of my records here with you guys for it. It's called Dark Night, and that's me featuring my Harlem cousin ASAP 12. A lot of features with the guys from this side. A lot of features with the top tier African artists that I've met. And I've got 2 artists from my label that we're about to bring out. One is called Wonder Season. He is from Botswana. Amazing guy. He's actually on another song with me and ASAP 12. And then Leah Butler, she is from Durban, which is in South Africa. Where they just actually released, but we're about to bring out Leah's music also. Wanda just dropped a song called Come To Me, amazing. Leah just dropped one called Imi Mangaliso, amazing. But yeah, we have a label, it's called ONDE Live.
Love it.
It means Organized Nubian Divine Entities. And it's just about like bringing out like high-end African artists. So I'm dropping and bringing out these guys.
I love it. Any presence in the States?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna see you guys soon.
Okay.
I'm gonna see you guys soon. Also, just for the fashion stuff, I actually wanted to show you.
Yes, please do.
Show you what I was wearing at the awards.
Yes, we didn't get to speak about the BET Awards, which you were recently at. Oh, that's sick. You should have worn that the whole interview.
I just don't like it with this. It's not very traditional.
Okay, I get that. But that's a vibe too.
It looks hard, right?
We needed our props. We were gonna have like spooky props to go with the set, but that's
I'll wear it
dope.
for you now because we're finishing.
Okay, perfect. Wait, so what's the inspo and the story behind this? Is this like a jaw glasses? Like,
So
what is that?
This was inspired by an Alexander McQueen runway look from 1996. Like I said, I'm very fashion forward, so I study the game a lot. I used to watch fashion TV, mainly for boobs because I was in high school. I'd see like some boobs, but it ended up teaching me a lot. I mean, yo, we don't have no channels that play blue movies in Africa. Yeah, you get it how you live. So I saw this then, all right? But it comes from a cartoon that I used to love. It's called Venture Bros, an American cartoon, actually. And there's a character, his name is Underbite. And Underbite lost his jaw. So on my new project, I'm a big fan of characters, and I created this character. His name is Warlord. You know, and he's very, very clean, very royal. But he wears this jawbone that he took from his biggest enemy, and his enemy's name is Scorn. And in the story, I say that I wear my enemy's scorn on my face, which is why I have this thing on my face.
Okay, so watch out, y'all, because we knocking out jaws and wearing them for Halloween.
Yeah. It's also an African practice. Like, if you killed someone, you would wear them.
Wow.
Just like you will eat an animal and then wear it to show the other
Wow,
animals.
is that still relevant to today?
Practices are a part of culture, but not really.
Okay.
So we don't be killing nobody and eating them in Africa, in South Africa. I can't speak for other states.
I'm like, damn, y'all gets down over there for real. Well, thank you, Maglera, so much for stopping by on For the Record on the Daily Gems Network. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you.
You got wait. You gotta teach me how to say thank you for having me in Latin.
Oh my God, you about to put my Spanish to the test?
Yes.
Listen, I don't know if you know, I'm a New Yorker. Like, I'm a New Yorican. So it's different kind of Spanish. But let me try to think. Say it in English again.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for having me. Michelle, any assistance? Gracias por venir. Right? Gracias por venir.
So I say gracias por
Por venir. Or,
No, gracias por venir y tú gracias por invitarme.
okay, invitarme.
gracias invitarme.
No, gracias por invitarme.
Por invitarme. Okay, no, gracias por invitarme, mamá.
Y'all can give it up now.
The Daily Gems. Yeah!